Hello, dear hearts. I'm back. Yeah, just when I thought I was done doing videos, I don't know, a subject appeared and an inspiration. And it's funny when a subject comes up out of the blue, it's like the mind races everywhere, here and there. Do a little study on the subject, da 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 da, or think about what I was going to say. And then, right before I come to do a video, the big message appears. Forget all that. You're just going to be spontaneous and it'll just come through. I go, oh, that's right. I should know by now. Mm-hmm. So, that's what I did. And the subject seems to be about grief. I talked about getting over the fear of death, our own death, and this seems to be about when others go before us, those that we know, we love, we've kind of become attached to, and then poof, they're gone physically. So, I've had my own experiences. My mother and my father are deceased, or they've passed over. And interesting enough, I didn't really experience deep grief. With my mother, I totally, even to this day, feel like she was very conscious about leaving her body and remained very consciously aware of the whole process. I was very close to her, and we were living in the same town at the time and saw each other regularly. But I didn't experience a grief. I didn't even experience celebration, or I don't know. It was more like just acceptance. And I felt blessed to know that pretty much she was aware of what she was doing and chose that and succeeded. And then my dad, he ended his own life, which he had shared with me. He was going through a lot of depression. And then when I heard about his ending his life here, I did not go through a deep grief or crying or anything. I just accepted that that was his choice. And that was it. Now, not too long ago, I experienced watching my dear pet cat die right in front of me, and it was obvious it was just a natural death. She was elderly, and, I was alone with her in my home and watched the whole process. And I experienced a great sense of grief. I think it was 2 days of uncontrollable crying, and I know we had a bond together, and I knew I was going to miss her. But this experience of just continually crying, I could not control it. And then and there, I realized grief, it just happens. It's not something you call it on, or I should experience grief because my mother died, and then you experience it. No, you can't pretend it. It's either going to happen the way that it happens. And if there's a lot of crying involved and deep grief experience, then it seems like that's just some kind of divine timing to experience that. But it's definitely a human experience because there's so many scriptures that, uh, you know, there'll be no more crying, there'll be no more death, there'll be no more sorrow. So it's something that we experience here. And so it's not really reality, the ultimate reality. And that's what these videos seem to be about, is finding reality. So it's just not. I mean, he says, blessed are the sorrowful or the mourning, for they will be comforted. I mean, it's all of these things that we experience here. I truly feel like they're just passageways. They're stepping stones. They're all leading us to the reality, to what is really real. I mean, when someone dies, it brings everyone together. It brings a lot of people together, and this beautiful compassion and loving and prayers for each other, and it just steers the humans in that way, or the human experience. Now, I've come to know that, I mean, even while I was going through that great grief over my pet cat, there was another part of me that was watching, was noticing, but doesn't grieve about anything. Because it's in that perfect place of knowing and being. And it never leaves us. It's there. And then this other, I guess, part of ourselves, or I guess something, is here to experience all these things. While the other part's just noticing, watching. And then when we pass over, or whoever passes over, becomes one with that ultimate reality. Beautifully. And probably is helping their loved ones here, or the ones that are grieving are still here in the human experience, helping them along their path. So, grief is good when it happens. And if it doesn't, it might be acceptance. It might be a different experience. But, we have mediums also that are always getting in touch with the people on the other side to comfort the ones that are still here and tell them not to feel guilty and don't Come on, live your life. I'm fine. I'm perfect. Everything's good. So I guess the only thing I can say about grief is it's a beautiful, perfect experience. And embrace it. Embrace the perfection of it. And you don't have to accept anything. You don't have to experience anything a certain way. Just let it be. Let it happen. And enjoy the stepping stones. All the things that are happening here in this realm to move us even closer to realizing what the ultimate reality is, so we can be with that part in a more aware way of just watching and viewing all this experiencing going on. It's just a mystery. You know, we can chalk it up as a mystery and watch it from the balcony like we do a movie. And we can get involved, we can cry, we can scream, we can grieve. You know, we can watch all of it from the balcony and still know that it's not the ultimate reality. And enjoy it. You know, there's a certain enjoyment in watching horror flicks even. Get horrified. I just don't believe it's real. It's temporary. And the more we can just relax into these experiences, we can enjoy the show until it vanishes, and then we're just encompassed in the ultimate beautiful reality. No more pain, no more sorrow, no more grief, no more. Just bliss. Well, I love you all, and I certainly wish you all a wonderful, wonderful experiencing life here. Aloha.